29.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14. 13. 12.
11.
10.
9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. 0.
Man, sorry guys. I didn't mean to be late, but the wife came home with groceries and I had to help carry them in. Oh, hey, the chair went down. That's not the button I meant to push, but that's better anyway. 66. I don't get it, Dave. I don't get it. So what's everyone doing? It's Friday. I know it's been busy and hectic this week. I know it has been for me. I got a video that I'm going to edit and have up tomorrow. I'm going to do a couple videos so that we got something on Monday, tomorrow, and then Sunday, I'm filming a podcast with your friend and mine, Polly from over at Purple Heart Barbecue. Mike is your typical diva. I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you're getting at, Aiden. I was carrying in groceries. So what's everyone carrying today? It's hot in this fucking garage. It is hot in this garage. Whew. 11 people here. What's everyone carrying? I haven't seen an answer yet. Eric, you got your BHQ Shaman today. The Blade HQ, is that at a Shaman Blade HQ exclusive? I'm, of course, carrying the... I hate you guys for this. I wish I was carrying a Sabenza. I wish I was carrying pretty much anything but this. Well, anything but an Emerson. The Benchmade Super Freak. I like that knife. Well, hello, cat. Hello. Would you like to come over and say hi? You come here. I don't think he likes the new chair. The Kubi Atlas. I haven't got to see the Atlas yet. Oh, you're carrying your giveaway. Well, guess what? One of you guys is going to win this. Come here, bud. You want to come up? Come here. Come here. Oh, you fat guy. You big fat guy, you. Did you just fart? Oh, I think he farted when I picked him up. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Where you been all day? You left this morning and just didn't come back. I think he went down. So he's a big kitty. Yeah, Dave's seen him. He's not a little petite fella at all. You want me to open the door so you can hang on a second, guys? I gotta let the cat in. Cord's a little shorter than I thought it was. I thought I could make it all the way to the door. I thought I could make it all the way to the door. I thought I could make it all the way to the door with the headphones on, and I saw the computer start to come off the milk crates. What is this? Citrus green titanium QSP leopard steel warrior and handmade fixed blade. Nice. I was carrying that Diskin that used to belong to Elijah Isham. God damn. I have got something. I hate this time of year. I hate this time of year. I'm going to show you why in a second. These things, these little cocksuckers get in your socks. And I'm like, what is this? Something's poking me. Gift Mike and Emerson and make him carry it for a month. Ethan, I will block you. I'll block you. It's bad enough I'm carrying this piece of shit. Well, hello, Aiden. Thank you very much. Thanks for the 2 bones there, Aiden. Gunter Grunge is here. I don't expect a large turnout tonight, Friday the 13th. And I think Bees Blades was doing a live. So there's already one. I hate you. Strider SNG Monkey's Edge. Frag 3V is your daily. You have a knife here that you won. I still haven't gotten it out to you. I've got to get your address. I just got an American Lawman to go with my mini Lawman. I didn't like the mini. Lawman, but I definitely liked the American Lawman. I like the AK-47 too. It was just a little uncomfortable in pocket. I have to say, I don't know if you guys saw the video that went up this morning, my 4 favorites so far this year. The video that went up this morning. Oh, I can turn off that banner. I'm already here. I don't know if you saw it. This is one of my favorites. I filmed that video. What did I do with it? Oh no, I took it. It's in here. This is that Bellamy, that Vosteed Knives Bellamy. I have found something that I don't like, something irritating, something that I find irritating and it bothers me. The pocket clip has got that high spot in there. It doesn't want to go down over the seam of a pair of jeans. Shorts, it's fine. In a pair of track pants, it's fine. But if you go to put it in a pair of jeans, I have not carried it in a set of 511s yet. It's a little, I didn't notice it until I realized, it's like, why is that sitting up so high? So basically, it'll get to here. It'll get to this point right here and then stop. And I thought it was all the way in. And I was like, why is that sticking up so far? That's a deep carry pocket clip. And I looked down, I was like, that's disappointing. It's just a little too tight. You have to play with it. So if you want to get it all the way down in, you got to lift up on it a little bit and wiggle it down into your pants pocket. Guys, I'm sweating. It is 78 degrees out here in this garage because it was 86 degrees earlier. It's 70 degrees outside, but my wife insists on not using her headphones and closing this door so that she can't hear me. So I interrupt her TV, and then there's no air that moves in this fucking garage. And I got studio lights on. And the computer is on. So a lot of heat being generated. American Lawman or Code 4. I like the American Lawman better. All I need in my life is some tri-colored rich light. I know where they sell it. They sell it at a place called sorry, somebody walking by my garage door. Mike's so hot right now. I mean, it's no joke. It's warm in here. It is warm in here. These headphones don't help. I don't know if Cole's going to come by. I know that he was sick. I haven't talked to him since. He told me to send him a link for tonight's video. So I don't know if we're going to see Mr. Coomer. I'm going to move from my car out to the garage. I am in the garage. What is that? There is something stuck. It's food. I don't know what it is. Stuck to the bottom of my. Oh, I know what that is. That was I made a big pot. My daughter was being a smartass yesterday. I got my revenge in the car because I had made a great big pot of navy beans and ham and eaten that for like 2 days. And then my daughter was a smartass. And I'm like, oh, yeah, give me a smartass. I'll get my revenge in the car. And I let one go in the car. And she was like, Did you? Oh, God. And I was like, guess what? I'm locking the windows. So he said he's worse, just ate some leftover egg salad. Egg, Zach, egg salad smells like a fart when it goes in. So this garage is on a slant. The entire garage floor is slanted. And when I pick my feet up, the seat starts to turn. Like it turns ever so slowly and then I bump my knees into. So if I put my feet up and I lean back, the entire chair spins. So my head is back here and my feet are up here. Watch, I'll show you. To that angle right there. And then if I bring myself back around, it just ever so slowly starts to work its way back around. Everybody around me about to get the pink eye. Salute egg salad. So yeah, I've been carrying this. This has got, I think I've got like, I've been putting off doing the full review because then I won't carry it. I really do like this knife. I like this better. I like the Bellamy better than the Nightshade. And the Nightshade was the one I was excited to see. So I hate my neighbor's dogs. I hate them. So guys, I don't know how long it's going to be to do this live because it is, like I said, it's hot out here. So we may go an hour. We may not go any longer. I had a video I was going to show you guys, but I can't get it to work. I cannot get it to work. Let me try it again. Let me try one more time. I'm going to try and yes, Alex, a clip point. Yeah, it tells me that it can't. It says that video will not. I don't know what's up with that. It says that the video will not play. So I don't know what's going on with it. I'm not 100% sure why. I had a video that I had downloaded and I wanted to show you guys. It's just not working. So there's 18 people here, and I definitely did not see 18 people's knives. I did not see 18 answers from everybody as to what they're carrying. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Because if this is going to be one of those ones where you guys carry sidebar conversations, I'm just going to play video games. So I'm just going to let you know. I don't have an agenda tonight. The chat is going to drive this. The chat's going to drive this video. And this is one of those ones where we're going to sit here. I'll just go do a Twitch stream and play video games. Oh, Alex is out. Somebody's running a lot of water. So there's 23 people here and no one wants to make a comment to talk about stuff. Thoughts on the Stretch XL? Well, I didn't like the Stretch, so I imagine I'm not going to like the Stretch XL. 4-mile run tomorrow. That's no. What does feel like carrying that elite edge? Have you ever walked around barefoot and accidentally stepped in dog shit? That's what it felt like. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. That's a lot what it feels like. You're like, oh, it feels like dog shit between your toes, like squishy. And I don't mean like fresh, like warm, or like on a sunny day where you step in and it's warm and it's not disgusting. Even, I mean, that's disgusting, but like when it's cold, like first thing in the morning and you step in cold dog shit in bare feet, that's what it's like. Compare the Stretch XL to the Endura. Well, one is horrible and one's an okay knife. One is garbage and one isn't. There you go. There's your comparison. Driving a big rig entertained me. S90V, S110V, S125V. Okay, so S90V has got 20 less Vs than S110V, and S125V has 15 more than S110. So that's no, I don't think I'm going to like it. I didn't like the stretch. Pretty sure I'm not going to like the stretch XL. How about instead of telling y'all what I'm carrying right now, I'd like to ask what I should carry when I go camping tomorrow. Let's see. Not the heli. That's great. I don't care. Looks like an improved Endura. Both of those companies have a lot to do in the way of improvement. So I'm not going to say that one of them would be an improvement over the other. I do like the Endura, though. I do like the Endura. It's a good knife. So if the stretch is like it, I say, maybe. Take a Mora. Gunter, when you go camping, take a Mora. Mike, help Beardo choose a knife. Here, I'll send you this one. That's probably my neighbor. You're going to probably hear that in a second. Pull up in front of the house. Pardon. The 383, is it within reach? I think it's on the workbench. I had it out for something earlier today. There's a couple knives that wind up just pretty much living on the workbench so that I can grab them for stuff. Use them. I use them as comparison. I'm not gonna lie. When I find a really good one, I use it as comparison for other stuff. Like this winds up getting compared. Like when a knife is getting a first impressions, I compare it to the behind the edge thickness. Because this thing is nuts. It screams through cardboard. Jesus, I wish it would cool down out here. So you're taking a Sanmai Trailmaster. I'm talking K-bar. Yeah, Mora Companion. Best bush tree. Like, here's the thing. You're taking a huge, big Bowie knife that you can't do fine detail tasks with. And you're going camping where you're out in the woods where there's a lot of times you're going to have to do some fine detail tasks. I would much rather have that Mora Companion because it's not overly bulky. It's going to hold up really well. It's a good steel. It's going to be really sharp. And you can do fine detail tasks with it. There's not a lot of fine detail tasks you're doing with a Trailmaster or a K-bar. I honestly would take this over either one of those knives. If I was out in the field camping, you're not going out in the field to do combat. It's not 1942. You're not dispatching your enemies in a trench. You need a camp knife, which is what the Mora Companion is. Did I hear that Tucson's going to be at Blade? No, because I quit looking because I'm not going to Blade. I haven't looked at a fucking thing about Blade. When I found out that I couldn't go, like I have no options left, I said, fuck it, and quit looking at Blade. Don't expect to see me at Blade. Unless something drastic changes, I'm not going to be at Blade. So... SE6 is a little thick, a little bit bulky. I'd prefer something that's a little thinner. It's a good knife if you want to do a lot of chopping, but if I'm going camping, I take a camp saw and a small hatchet. So I don't need. Here's the thing. I already have a small camp hatchet that's really sharp. That doesn't take up very much room, not very much weight. I have a folding saw. Why the fuck do I want to take a chopper with me for a knife when I can use there was no fifth. There was four. There was four knives. Did I put up a picture with five? I think I only put up four. There's only four knives in that video. There was no fifth knife in today's video. That was 4. The 5th knife on the video. I don't know what we're talking about. Jesus Christ, I could do something about this. It is too hot out here. Let me see if I can open. Let me see if I can open this. I've only got the garage door open halfway. Let me open it the rest of the way. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. It has. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I just looked at the trees. I don't think the garage door being open or closed has anything to do with it. I think it's 100% the fact that there's just absolutely no air moving. None. That helped a little bit. I always have a small. I'm drinking a cold beer. Plenipote. I am having a beer. I don't have a fan out here. My fan that was out here burned up. So the motor burned up. I always have a small knife in my pocket on me. I do too. I always have a small knife. A lot of times this is on me as well. I carry this a lot. Actually, that helped a little bit. Let's see. There's just no air moving tonight. There's no wind. Like I'm looking at the palm trees and the palm trees right here and the palm trees up a little bit. They're not even moving. It's just like they're frozen. It's like looking at a picture. I hate that. We are currently experiencing the champagne of beverages. Got a little bit of the Miller High Life in my Papa Didn't Raise No Commie cup. What was this? Come on, Mike. It can't be that hot. Where was the hottest spot on the map? That actually helped a lot, just opening that. I want to say Djibouti. The sandbox. I think that was the hottest place I've ever been. Did I ever sail? What was the hottest? Definitely the Indian Ocean. Like the water was like bath water down near the equator and everything, and into the Persian Gulf. Stupid hot, just stupid. Kenya was hot. Mombasa. I went to Mombasa, Kenya. It was pretty hot there too. But I think, well, here's the thing. You got to remember what makes it even worse. So when the ocean is that hot, most of the living quarters are below the waterline or at the waterline. So the entire ship is that hot. So if the ocean is 90 degrees, it tries to turn the entire ship 90 degrees. And there's not much in the way of air conditioning to begin with. And so being on a ship in the middle of the Indian Ocean, when it's that hot, it's just ridiculous. But I think the hottest I ever was, we were on an oil platform. We did security on an oil platform for a couple months, and there was no relief. It was down on the equator, and they call it the doldrums in that area. And there's just no wind, and it's like 110 degrees all the time. It's a big metal platform, and it's bad, and it's so humid. See, that's the thing. Like when it's like you go to Death Valley, and I don't want to do the whole thing like everybody says, but it's a dry heat. You go to Death Valley, it's a dry heat. It really is. It's not anywhere near as bad. Like it could be 105, 110, 112 degrees in Death Valley. I'll take that all day and twice on Sunday over 110 degrees with 82, 87% humidity in the middle of the fucking ocean. If Alex was here, he could tell you about Bahrain. Bahrain is nasty, sticky, humid. It's an island in the middle of the Persian Gulf. And it's like 100 degrees year round. And it's so ungodly humid. It's just nasty. Where was it also? Kuwait. I'm trying to think of the port in Kuwait. Yeah, I don't like humidity. I'll take 100 degrees in Arizona, 110 degrees in Arizona, or 92 degrees here. You'd be surprised when you go to. I've been to my buddy's house in Phoenix during the monsoon season. It's pretty. It's like 90 to 100 degrees and humid. And I was like, "Why is it so humid here?" And he goes, "It's because everybody decided they wanted to have yards in the middle of the desert." And I was like, "What are people stupid?" I almost used the R word. Almost used that R word. So I'm not gonna lie today, guys. I Dilla Port. No, this was a Ashweba, the Deepwater port there at Kuwaiti Naval Base. What was that? Whoa, hold up. I hear about the humid heat versus dry heat. But here's the deal with dry heat. It dries you out, sinuses. Yes, it does. I'm not gonna lie. Ashweba, the Deepwater port, it's close to Arif Shan. It's close to the base there at Arif Shan. So you have Arif Shan, Kuwaiti Naval Base. Ashweba is the port. And then KNB, Ashweba. Oh, Arif Shan. I can't remember what else is down there. That's one of the most, that place was humid because you're right on the water. And it's nasty. And they offload sand. Because the sand in Kuwait is so fine, you can't use it to make concrete. They literally import sand to the desert. The coarser sand, because you can't mix concrete with the sand that they have in Kuwait, because it is like talcum powder. It's in everything. Like, it's all over you. It's in everything. It's horrible. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to dump the rest of that bottle of Champagne. The Champagne of beers. The cheapest way to buy beer, if you guys want to know the honest truth, if you look at the price per ounce, buying a 40 is the cheapest way to buy beer. It really is. So it's way cheaper to buy a 40 than it is to buy the equivalent number of cans. And I don't know why. I have a thick walled styrofoam cooler in the garage here that holds 2 40s. Or 140 and 1 tall boy of Mike's Hard Lemonade, which is currently what's in there. So Shibuya is hot. Yeah, it's hot. Shawa. I can't ever pronounce that. Shibuya is in Japan. I know what you mean. 40 of Cobra was 79 cents. I buy whiskey. I got news for you. The whiskey I like to drink, I can't find it. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Mike, fine point. Bringing it back to weather, to the knives. You just mentioned an ultra fine sand environment. What type of folder are you going to work at? I didn't carry a folder. Then. Guys, I've told you so many times, fixed blade is the way to go. There's a lot of environments. A fixed blade is the way to go. Sandy environment like that, I did not carry. I carried a small fixed blade, or I carried a fixed blade. I didn't like the knives we had. I actually have a stag handle Bowie that I carried for a while. I have a Cold Steel SRK, which wasn't horrible. It was an issue item. That's what I'm going to carry. Fixed blade. Because I'm not going to maintenance shit. What kind is what? Jamison's. I haven't found a bottle of just plain Jamison's in San Diego in probably 2 months. I think the government's hoarding it like they are the, you don't say I'm a conspiracy theorist. WIC currently has all of the baby formula, the Women, Infant, and Children program. You want to know why you can't find it? Because the government has it. Not to talk politics, I'm just telling you something that I know for a fact. Yeah, when I did landside repair, fixed blade was the only option. Yeah, I'm not carrying a landslide repair, fixed blade. I'm not carrying a one pocket full of dirt and your folder is fucked up. Yeah. Either that or I would carry like a cheap CRKT, something I didn't give a shit about, and I'd just get a couple of them. I'm not gonna lie, when I was in Kuwait, I bought 2 or 3 of the shitty, like plastic handled M16, the Kit Carson designs. I had a nice one, but the shitty plastic handled ones, my belt is bothering me. I'm gonna unbuckle my belt. I just bought like 3 or 4 of those, and I would just when one of them would get all fucked up, I just throw it away and get another one. I like rye whiskey, but right now, the only thing I really am interested in, like, if I was to go buy whiskey right now, it would be Jamison's, because I like Jamison's. It's easy to drink. It's not like something that's going to give me heartburn. So, yeah, I did the K-Bar Dozers too for a bit, like $20. Yeah, and the K-Bar Dozer is not a horrible knife. K-Bar's folding knives, the Mule, the K-Bar Mule, pretty solid knife. I like it. I mean, it's not going to win any prizes or anything, but it's a good solid cutter. The Bullet Rye, that's the one to go with. That Bullet Rye, cowboy whiskey, that Frontier Rye, man, that shit's good. Their bourbon, I don't like bourbon, and I don't hate Bullet bourbon. The recipe, and I know that it's just some big conglomerate that's making it, but it's pretty good for a crappy, like, mass-produced whiskey. It's not small batch, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's a good solid recipe that they've got, and I don't. They try to always make up these recipes like, oh, this company's been around for this long. And I was like, no, they haven't. It's all one big company that's producing a bunch of just neutral spirits, and they're flavoring it and barrel aging it and putting it out like, oh, this brand has been around. This brand has been around for 100 years. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. You bought a name for something that was around 100 years ago and started producing it and made it sound like it was. You bought the company and started producing it by the recipe, but you didn't. You just bought the name, or just took the name because no one was using it, and then just made your own rye. Now, I don't have to stop lying and just tell everyone that's what you're doing. But I'm not gonna say it's not a good. I'm not gonna say it's not a quality product. It's pretty good. I have some Bullet Rye. Mike, don't like bourbon. I swear I don't like bourbon. I never have liked bourbon. Bourbon is not something I like. Whiskey, and bourbon ain't whiskey. Bourbon's sweet. Bourbon is sweet, and just even like one little sip of bourbon will give me heartburn. It'll give me heartburn so bad, like that. Just within a split second, I've got one drink of bourbon and I've got heartburn. And I don't know if it's that really heavy, smoky taste that you give with a lot of the bourbons. And my friends always want to buy like those small batch bourbons. And I'm like, you guys are every bit as bad as the IPA crowd. Like, oh, try this. They're like, doesn't it taste good? And you're like, yeah, it's great. Thanks. Can I get a Mountain Dew? Not a big fan of the Maker's Mark. If I was going to drink a bourbon, it would probably be Maker's Mark. It would probably be Bullet bourbon, and then maybe Maker's Mark. Jamison's Black Barrel. I don't like the Black Barrel. There's some things. So I like old school Jamison's, the original. I like the I like the ones that they do in the beer casks. I like the not the IPA. What was it? The stout edition where they aged it in stout barrels. But I just like regular Jameson's. Like, I never liked Gentleman Jack. I don't like Jack Daniel's single barrel. I don't like any of that stuff. The Jack Daniel's Black Barrel, it's good. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna say I would go with just the old original standby Jameson's. Now, Scotch, that's a different story. I have an expensive taste in Scotch. Good God, I like Tom and Towel. Sometimes I had an 18-year-old bottle of Tom and Towel here at the house. It was like $450. And it was a double-barreled Space Age Glenlivet that had done, it was 18 years old, and then they gave it, so technically it was 20, but it was only an 18-year-old Scotch because then they aged it in 2 years, for 2 extra years to make it a 20-year-old Scotch in sherry casks. So good. What's up? Yep, Mick. Knob Creek. I don't like Knob Creek. I'm honestly going to tell you there's like 2 bourbons that I'll drink. There's one of them I like, and there's one of them I'll drink. I like Bullet Bourbon, and I'll drink Maker's Mark. Other than that, you're not going to see me do it. And you're going to hear me say something that is looking like this. You're going to say, how is that possible? I don't like Jim Beam. I don't like IPAs. I used to drink IPAs a lot. Guys, I got something in my finger. I've been digging at it, trying to get it out. Jesus. I don't like IPAs anymore. I used to drink IPAs, and I kind of liked them, and I thought maybe I was just trying to acquire a taste for them, and I found a couple that were okay. Typically, it was just because they were really strong. I just got to a point where every time I drank an IPA, like if I had one glass of an IPA, I would have a headache within an hour, like a bad one. Nico and I almost did not. Nico can't drink them either. There's a couple of them I can get by, but I absolutely cannot drink that Space Dust IPA. If I have one glass of that, I have a headache that lasts like a day and a half. Nico and I almost did not go to Blade Show West. Our heads hurt so bad, and it's because we drank a bunch of that Space Dust IPA the night before. And it wasn't like hangover because we weren't drunk. Guys, I am going to try to do a in-person meetup probably here in San Diego. I don't know yet. So there's a place up where Nico hangs out, or where Nico lives, I should say, called the Tap House up there in Banning. And I was thinking about going up there and doing the meetup up there. And then, this was our first trip. This was when we were in Portland. The first time I met you, Zach. So he has a place up there that he hangs out at and works sometimes part-time, called the Tap House. And then there's a pool hall here in San Diego that is just around the corner from the, I know it's Friday the 13th. There's a pool hall here in San Diego where we all used to hang out with everybody. It was right across the parking lot from where Farron Forge used to be. And so we would go there a lot on Fridays, play pool and drink and hang out, listen to music. So I want to try to do an in-person meetup here in the next, month or so. I'll get it figured out and I'll put it out. We'll definitely put it out. So if you happen to be in the SoCal area, I'm going to try and do that. I'm not going to try and get like a food. I'm not going to try and get like a food truck put together. We kind of did this the one time and we like set it up. They opened the pool hall, opened their kitchen, and there was a bunch of people that were saying they were going to show up, and only like 3 people showed up. So I'm not going to all that trouble again. I'm just going to ask Lila if she's going to be open on a Saturday, and maybe do a Saturday meetup up there for a couple hours. And it's going to be, everybody's got to purchase their own alcohol. If they've got food there, that's great. If not, we can Uber eat something. If you guys want something to eat, you can get your own stuff. No. Where in San Diego? Claremont Mesa area. There's a couple breweries. There's a couple places we could do it. We could see if Society Brewing wants to let us do it there. They have a lot of really good beers. I think I got it. Got it. Had a piece of wood in my finger. Yeah, I think we would probably do it either Society Brewing. We could probably see about doing it at a tap house just around the corner from my house. Actually, that would be the most convenient for me. And it's only maybe 20 minutes further south than the other place I was talking about doing it. I haven't been over there yet to see what it's like. Kearney Mont. Yeah, exactly. So, pardon me. I've been eating beans for like 3 days. Yeah. And it's just, I'm burping, I'm farting. Pretty sure I shit a tube of refried beans earlier. I didn't know that's how they made them. I didn't know they just paid a dude to eat a bunch of beans, have him shit in a fucking can. 510 Oakland, lot cooler up here, lot cooler. It's gotten down to 70, but it was like 86 here at the house. Navy beans. Beans, musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the more you feel, the better you feel. So I eat beans for every meal. I still have got another one of those goddamn sticker things in my pants. That's when I cross my legs, I can feel it. Guys, I love this chair, but I need you guys to help me figure out how I can mount cup holders on that. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't find the cup holders that I had that I mounted on the other chairs. It doesn't work. Dude, I talked with Polly yesterday. He said it was like 90 degrees in Chicago. I was like, fuck, the last time I told him it was 90 degrees because it was like 84, 85 degrees here at my house. I took the daughter up to the ice rink, and that's like 26 miles from here to the UTC area. And so I was like, man, it's really hot here. I bet it's going to be hotter because usually it's hotter up there. We got up there, it was like 72 degrees. And I was like, this is weird. Got back down here and it was hot. And I called Polly and I was like, yeah, it's hot down here. I got all the windows open and fans on and shit. He goes, bro, it's like 90 degrees here today. I was like, what? Red Green would say duct tape will fix any problem. No, I don't want to cut it up. The ones with the swivel, I want one of those ones that clamps on and then it just hangs. Like I can have, but it's got to be something that will hold something clear full, like a 22 ouncer clear full of coffee or beer or whatever, because I've started doing editing from this chair here. I got that fucking bar stool for at the workbench, and I've started sitting in this chair here at this to edit videos because it's more comfortable. This chair is really comfortable. So I'll look them up. I got some little DIY projects that I got to do this weekend with the kid. And my daughter wants to go to In-N-Out Burger on Sunday because she's never had In-N-Out. So she and I are going to go to In-N-Out Burger sometime on Sunday. And Polly and I are going to film a 1-hour podcast for Polly's new podcast channel, and we're calling it Peanut Butter and Pickles. And he's like, I'm Pickles. I'm like, I figured you were, you salty fuck. So just DM'd me some cup holders. It's got to be something that'll fit on this armrest. Like that. Oh. There's In-N-Out Burger here, and she just hasn't had it. There's In-N-Out Burger all over. As a matter of fact, there's an In-N-Out Burger like fucking walk there. My daughter's just never had it. Sorry, just making sure that wasn't somebody with some bad intentions. We have Highway 55 in North Carolina. Don't forget, I've been all over the country. I've eaten burgers at pretty much. I've eaten at Highway 55. I've eaten at Chevelle's, the Chevelle's Bar and Grills. There in North and South Carolina. So, what the fuck else was the place? I went to one of the last Shoney's in the country in North Carolina. We were actually on the North Carolina, South Carolina border. Vista? No. Why would I go to Vista? I'm like one exit from Mexico. Why would I go all the way to Vista? I mean, the only reason to go to Vista is to go to Green Flash Brewery. And Green Flash Brewery has some really good beers. That's the only reason I could think to go to Vista. But Green Flash has a couple places throughout the San Diego area. Oh, I've managed to get it down to 74 degrees in here because it is only 66 degrees outside. Opening that garage door definitely did help. But I just don't like having the garage door open. I do have my pew within reach. As a matter of fact, I'm touching it with my right foot. I had some filet burgers recently from Omaha Steaks. They were really good flavor. My GMA made them. Your grandma made them for you. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a hamburger place in Manhattan, Kansas. Well, I mean, if it's a local place, I don't think I've ever been to Manhattan, Kansas. I lived in Chula Vista Marina when I was younger. That's not that far from here. I'm like, what am I? One exit from Main Street, Chula Vista. 2 exits from. No, I'm sorry. 1 exit from Palm, 2 exits from Main, 3 exits from Telegraph. So that should tell you how far I am. Gam. We just call Grandma. We didn't have a fancy name for Grandma. She's just that grumpy old bitch that lived up the hill. Let's go up and see the grumpy old bitch that lives up on the hill. No, I'm kidding. She was sweet. Shop Nako is inside. He was out here earlier, and I was messing around. I had the garage door partially closed. I was messing around and doing stuff because I had some stuff to do. I didn't film anything today. I told you guys I told the paying members I needed a mental health day, and I played a video game for a little bit this morning, and then I did some little puttering around and didn't get anything accomplished. I was like, I'm going to reorganize everything out here. Now everything's just all over instead of being reorganized and put away. And I was just like, he was out here, and I sat down for a minute because it was hot. Like it was like 80 something degrees in the garage. And I sat down and he climbed up in my lap, and I was like, good God, it's like having a heater. Why would you be in my lap when it's this hot? So I don't want him out here right now because he'll climb up on my lap. It's just, he's too warm, just too warm. Yeah, Shop Cat's inside. So, well, guys, this has been a pretty, I'm not gonna lie, this has been a pretty dull live feed. I'm sorry if I'm not real animated. But I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all you guys showing up. You don't want to get caught spooning that cougar. Guys, I told the paying members. So you guys remember 2A Dave. Dave was down here for a lot. He hung out in the garage on a live feed and all that stuff. And after he left, I had to put the garbage cans out. I had already put the garbage cans out. I had to take the garbage out, the trash out. And so I like put out the cans, and I'm standing out there, and in the middle of the fucking street was a goddamn mountain lion just looking at me, just standing in the middle of the street. I was like, good God. You don't realize how big of an animal a mountain lion is until you're face to face with a fucking mountain lion. And I was like, Jesus Christ. It looked like a motorcycle. What was this? Question, will be doing any more sharpening videos on the regular channel? Well, I do sharpening videos on the regular channel all the time. It's just they're behind a paywall. I have a ton of stuff in for sharpening. My shoulder's starting to feel better. I may do some sharpening this weekend. I'm not sure yet. I had a phone consult, and the doctor was like, yeah, let's take it easy. No lifting and stuff like that. And so I have got a couple knives that I want to sharpen for you guys on film to show you the difference. Mainly, one of them is hang on, so let me grab it. I'll show you what I want to sharpen for you guys so you can see the before and after. But you know, it's gonna be like the time lapse ASMR where you guys basically you just watch it. So this guy sent me a couple knives. You remember we did that Chris Reeves Sabenza with the really bad chip in it. And I told him I wanted to hold off on doing this one because I wanted to film it. I had one of these and I kicked myself in the ass every day for getting rid of it because it just wasn't a knife for me. I have a Chris Reeves Menandy, pretty rare knife that also has been mangled on. You can see that. Look at that tip. And this has been mangled on a fixtured system sharpener. So I have to fix that. The nice thing is that this one's nowhere near as asymmetrical. So yeah, I'm going to sharpen this one. I will film the sharpening on this and I may do that tomorrow. But I had one of these and I got rid of it. And I fucking swear to God, I wish I hadn't done it because I didn't know what they were worth. I had no idea what they cost. And I sold this thing for like $150. No clue what they cost. Didn't even look it up. It was something that somebody had gave to the channel. I was like, I needed a little bit of cash. And so I sold a Menandy for like $150. So that's one of those knives. You know how I always ask guests, like a knife that you got rid of that you wish you still had. And a lot of times I'm like, I don't have very many of those. And then I remember that I had a Chris Reeves Menandy. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm a fucking idiot. I have a SOG that wants to chip on me when I sharpen it. It's just because it's a SOG. SOG's heat treat is shit, to tell you the truth. I know you use the narrower stones in hand. Is there a way to do it laying flat? I will tell you what you need to do. Go look up Alex Garland. That's Outdoors 55. he did a video where he showed like using the edge of a counter, and he uses the same stones I do. And that's why I like Alex's videos. God, I got to get a hold of Alex, get him on the channel. Wouldn't that be great? You guys love that, wouldn't you? Get Alex on. I love Alex. He's a good dude. But at any rate, what I was saying was he showed how he did it, and he put it like on the edge of a table so that he had the thing. So I would look that up. I would go check out Outdoor 55 over there and see how Alex did it. Oh, okay. Well, let me see if I can bring something up. Actually, you know what? I don't want to bring comments up. I want to talk about this whole thing where I had someone arguing with me about Damascus steel. Now, I know that it was a 1 minute short, and it's really hard to describe the differences between powdered metallurgy Damascus, which is just patterned monolithic steel, versus something like this, which is like a Chad Nichols Damascus. This is an actual forge welded Damascus. Well, thank you, Zach. So I want to address this. So I put up the video, and I had somebody that just kept arguing. And I think I'm going to wind up having to block them because all they want to do is argue about it. As a knife maker, I had to look into it because I wanted to know what I was doing. I know that I don't like forge welded, pattern welded Damascus. So I got to look at it. And the reason I don't like it is because when you take that steel and you fold it all together, there's a couple things that happen. One, you add impurities and inclusions and things like that sometimes if you're not real careful. People have compared them to Japanese swords. Hey, keep it rolling. I'm fine with that if you want to keep it rolling. Thanks for 5 bones, Zach, and Chuck It. So one of the things that happens is people try to compare it to Japanese swords. Well, technically, Japanese swords use one type of steel. They use tamahogany, and they use 2 different carbon contents of steel, and they make a sanmai. So the folding in a Japanese sword is because it's a low quality steel, and it's got inconsistent carbon content. It's got a lot of impurities. So when you fold the steel, the impurities come to the surface, and they get worked out through the folding process. And you have the harder, higher carbon content steel at the front, which is going to harden different, and the softer, lower carbon content steel in the back for softness. And so when they fold it like that, what they're doing is they're bringing the impurities to the surface, and they're more evenly distributing the carbon throughout all of it, because it's even in the higher carbon parts and the lower carbon points, it's not evenly distributed through that tamahogany because it's poor quality steel to begin with. So everybody's like, oh, well, they did it because it made it harder. They did this, they did that. No, they did it as a necessity to try and clean up that garbage steel that they had, because they made it from black sand, lots of impurities. They had to work their way out. So technically what you get when you fold that Japanese steel, it's the same steel. It's just folded and folded and folded to bring impurities to the surface and to evenly distribute the carbon in the steel. What's this? Cole says he lost his sense of smell. I want to film myself doing the world's hottest challenge. I got news for you. It's still going to hurt, because there's a difference between your taste of smell and sense of taste and sense of smell versus the nerve endings in your tongue that the capsaicin react with. Trust me. Doesn't matter whether you can taste it or not. It's still going to be hot. Thanks thank you, Will, for the 10 bones. You guys are keeping it rolling. I'm digging it. So there's that. So with modern pattern welded Damascus, like Chad Nichols and Vegas Forge and things like that, they are using not 1 and then folding it, not 2 and then folding it, sometimes 2 to 4 different types of steel that they're folding and they're intermingling. The difference is with the tamahogany steel that the Japanese sword makers used, and they were doing it, it's all one steel. And so it's going to harden all together, even though it's different, it's different carbon content stuff, it's basically the same steel. So you don't have that issue. You are basically, it's still one type of steel. And they did a really good job with their forge welds and things like that. And they were very particular about it. So with your modern pattern welded Damascus, you've got at least two very dissimilar pieces of steel that you're folding together. A lot of times you're using a high nickel content steel and a high carbon steel, or a high chromium content stainless and a high carbon content. The problem with that is when you do a Japanese sword, it's all one type of steel. So when you harden it, it all comes out at the same hardness. When you do 10 and 56 and then a high carbon and you layer it like that, 10 and 56 is a high nickel steel, really doesn't harden. So it's going to be softer than your high carbon steel. So as you're sharpening, some of that material is going to wear away. That 10 and 56 is not going to harden the way it is because it's a high nickel content steel. It's not going to harden. It's not going to austenize when you do the heat treat. And so you're going to have inconsistencies in that where you have hard steel, soft steel, hard steel, soft steel, hard steel, soft steel. And it's not going to wear the same. There is my big concern on it. And the fact is, these guys that are making Vegas or making forge welded steel, and they're using very dissimilar steels and trying to heat treat at the same point, are also using two very dissimilar types of steel that are not going to bond as well. And you will get inclusions. And I don't care. Everybody's like, you're full of shit. I've seen inclusions in some very high-end Damascus steel blades. I've seen problems with warping because they didn't normalize it the way they should have. Trust me, there's a video where I made a knife and it took a curve and I had to make a completely different knife because the blade curved while I was bluing it after heat treat. So then you get to what is monolithic Damascus, which is two almost identical types of steel that are deposited with a nozzle to form a pattern. And then I don't even talk about copper Damascus because that's some bullshit. So you have two very, very almost identical types of steel. Basically, it's all RWL34. One of them has a little bit more carbon. One has a little bit more chromium. Not enough to change the way it heat treats. Not enough to change the way it holds its edge. Not enough to change the composition to the point where it's dissimilar that you would even notice it. And it is deposited on a plate and then rolled through a hot roller. And it is sealed together as one solid piece. It's not folded and forge welded. It is built as one piece. It is monolithic. And then when you etch it, you can see the different types. It's just enough of a carbon difference to allow the surface of the one steel to cloud a little bit while the other stays polished. So it is completely different than this forge welded. And people are like, it's the same fucking thing. If you can see the layers, it's layers. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not layers. It's a pattern. There's a big difference. And the thing that irritates me is people will argue it with me, but not take the time to go. I provided the reference. I'm like, go to Damasteel Labs website. So they explain it perfectly, why it's different and why it's superior. If you just like Chad Nichols' Damascus, that's fine, but quit trying to say it's the same fucking thing because it absolutely is not. It is not even close to the same thing. It's absolutely different. That's exactly because they've realized there's limitations in what they're doing. The Damascus clad VG10, because you know that you're going to be able to heat, because who gives a fuck what the heat treat of the spine is? Who cares? On a kitchen knife? Who cares? A lot of knives, the only important part that you're worried about is the hardness at the edge. So why not clad it, make a clad or sanmai, which I don't see how Cold Steel ever tried to trademark that because Japanese have been calling it sanmai for years. What the fuck is Damacor then? That's exactly what we're talking about. Damacor is an option where you have a different steel because not everyone likes the RWL34 and stuff like that. So Damacor is a different type of. No, I'm not doing giveaways tonight. I very rarely do giveaways, except to my paying members. My paying members get a monthly giveaway. So I don't very often do giveaways, Jim. So it was kind of a special occasion. I was feeling froggy. I just felt like giving a couple things away. So the Damacor allows you to have like higher end steel clad in a Damascus. So you can have something like, because you can't really do, there's some steels you really can't do well as like a Damascus or even as a powdered Damascus. They just don't come out that well. So what that allows you is to have that really super high end steel. Like say you want an S90V clad or a Damacor, like it's a core of a set steel that you love, but to have the pattern look on it, that's what Damacor is. It's just a take on it. Mm-hmm. That's basically ZDP 189 Sanmai is all it is, and it's great. It's great. I'm not gonna lie. So, I had something that came in that I wanted to show you guys, but there's no real way for me to show you. So if you're a paying member, you're going to see pictures of it, and it has nothing to do with knives. It's something that my buddy sent me. The same guy that sent me a headphones sent me LED lights that I got to mount inside my PS5. He's like, bro, he's like, you don't let yourself have anything. He's like, I'm going to get you a couple things. And I was like, bro, you don't have to do this. And he goes, I'm a pro gamer. He's like, I can get most of this shit for free. He's like, most of these companies are sponsors. He's like, I can get this shit for you for free. So he's the same guy. So Wayne, if you're watching, because I know you like to lurk on my Twitch stream and here, Wayne, thank you again. These headphones are incredibly comfortable. These are probably the best headphones I've ever owned. And I can take the microphone out and use them just as headphones. It unplugs. It has a microphone jack here, just like a headphone jack. It's the same jack that I could plug these in. I could plug this microphone directly into the computer and use it like almost like a boom mic. Fucking amazing. Sound quality is great. It's got its own cough button right here, so I can turn the microphone off and you guys can't hear me. It's got a volume control. Great headphones. So Wayne, if you're watching, thank you very much for the headphones. I can't tell you how much I appreciate them. He was watching a Twitch stream that I was doing, and I complained about my garbage gaming headphones that I paid like $12 for. And the pleather was coming off, and every time I take them off, I'd have all the little black pieces of like vinyl all over my face. And I was complaining about it. Like the next day, a set of Razer Black Shark V2 headphones showed up at my door. But he also sent me a mute like this. Just push the button. That's funny, Kyle. That's funny. You're a funny guy, Kyle. You're a funny guy, Sully. That's why I kill you last. It does come in handy because I sneeze really loud and I have allergies, so I could just mic a V2. I mean, hey, it's kind of cool that like I have a friend, like I said, my friend Wayne. I've known him for 15, 20 years now. He was big time into video games. Then he got into making games. Then he got into coding, and he owns, him and his ex-wife, they still own a small video game company. So he comes out here to California every once in a while, but he is in like actual professional esports gaming. Like he tests games for companies and shit like that. So he gets so much stuff for free when it comes to gaming that he was able to get these. Like if his break, he's just like, hey, I need a new set. And they just send him a set because Razer's one of his sponsors or something like that. And so he's just like, hey, I broke a set. I need a new set. And they sent him a set. And then he sent me LED lights that mount inside my PS5 that plug into the back, and they're hooked up to Bluetooth so I can sit on my phone and change. I really don't need it. I should put them somewhere else, but I'm going to put them on my PS5. So is Stacy here? I didn't see Stacy log in. Oh, Stacy, sorry, I didn't see you hop in. If only they were wireless. I have wireless headphones. I have a set of wireless headphones that I take. They're in my computer bag. I take them when I go. Thursdays, I've started filming in the morning and then go into the ice rink with my daughter. And since the ice rink is in the shopping mall, there's the food court is right above. And so I'll sit down at the food court. Yeah, right. They're little rings and they mount on top of they mount right onto the fans and then light up the entire interior of the PlayStation. So Cole, I'm sorry you're not feeling good, bro. You should have came on it. I sent you a link. You're more than welcome to hop on. I mean, even if how much worse could you look? So, oh, Blue Minotti Ninja is here. Do you have one of the best? You have one of the best YouTube handles. It's great. I was putting it out to my wife and I was like, dude, check that out. She's like, what's that mean? I was like, doesn't mean anything. She's like, you're an idiot. I was like, you're swimming in NyQuil. I think it would be more effective if you just drank it. Back in the day, if you wanted a good setup for gaming, you had to buy a headset and mic separately. Now with so many people, guys, the audio on this, is it good for you guys? Because the audio on this sounds great to me. I went back and I rewatched part of I went back and rewatched part of live feed just to see how the headphones sounded. Wednesday's live feed. The audio is great. What is this? What's Cole talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. So it'll be like the episode of Knife Modders you blacked out on. Oh, did we have a bit more than we needed? Were we overserved? Did we overserve ourselves? Guys, did you notice that I addressed the length issue of my beard? I trimmed it a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. And a lot of it was shadow. I went and looked, and a lot of it was shadow. So I just trimmed ever so slightly here. Guys, Friday the 13th. Do you remember? Wasn't it just a couple years ago where somebody was like, "Oh, Friday the 13th." There isn't going to be another one for like 10 years, and I think there's been like 4 since then. So, guys, I am not going to lie to you. This is probably I'm going to do a video, my most recommended items for 2022 so far. This is going to be on that list because they're not all going to be knife stuff. They're going to be some different items on there, but I'm not going to lie to you. This is probably one of my most recommended items. This probably gets carried almost as much as my Norseman did before I had to start carrying this miserable piece of shit everywhere. Guys, I literally, hey, Hinderer Collector's here. You probably should change your name now. I know I told you not to change your name anymore, but like you could just change that. Like, I'm not really going to weigh in on the big scope of it, but I'm going to tell you, like, you technically could change your name to Dickhead Knife Maker Collector, and everyone would know who you're talking about. Guys, you can't even finish cutting down an entire box with this. You cannot completely carry it up. So I'm going to get the Alti clip for this, for the pocket clip for this, so that I can actually carry it in a pocket. Because right now what I do is I put it in the watch pocket. I will stick this down in the watch pocket, and this will stick up, and it comes out like this. But this is good. This is a very, very good knife. So this is not on that list. This is absolutely not on that list. Jesus Christ, that is a big moth. That's why I don't like leaving the garage door open. tomorrow is, oh, hey, okay. So guys, if you guys don't already follow Brant over at Hinderer Collector, over at Dickhead Knife Maker Collector 41, go follow Brant. Brant, I saw you had a new video that went up. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did see it. It's in my queue of things that I'm going to watch. The only time I really get a chance to watch anything is on weekends, and my weekends have gotten pretty busy as well. So I have some filming. I got to do tomorrow. I have a bunch of stuff I need to do tomorrow. And then Sunday, I'm filming the pod. I don't like doing stuff on Sunday. Sunday's a day of rest. Just because it's a day of rest. I'm as much as I might not seem like it, I'm pretty religious, and I just choose not to work on Sunday. It's the Sabbath. But Polly and I were supposed to do the podcast Saturday, but he has his daughter. You guys know Polly's divorced. He has his daughter on Saturday. And they're doing a bunch of stuff. And I was like, you know what, bro? Well, let's just do it on Sunday. Let's just film it Sunday morning. And then, I'll just spend the rest of the day doing whatever I want. And the kid and I can play, Connect 4 out here in the garage or something. So, yeah, that's the whole plan. So I have a video that I've got to finish editing. That's probably going to go up tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll go up Monday. And then I've got a couple of videos that I've got to finish editing, and I got to film a little bit so that I've got content going up. But I promised myself I wasn't going to kill myself. I basically took a mental health day today because I had things that I needed to do. And I just, the thought of being a slave to YouTube today, it really didn't appeal to me. There was stuff I could have done, but instead I goofed off for about an hour or two this morning and played video games. And then I went through everything. I laid stuff out in the order I wanted. I thought I was doing myself a favor, and I laid a bunch of stuff out. I laid a bunch of stuff out to do videos, and I laid it out in order, and I was going to list what I was going to film and like key points and things so I could refer to it. Like, I don't script anything, but what I definitely do is I make key talking points and I read them a couple times before. I did the same thing when I would teach classes. So I just, I got that stuff all laid out and stuff, and my notebook is still, here. And all I did was make a fucking mess. Like, it's just shit everywhere out here. And I'm like, that did nothing to help me. So I'm going to have to rethink that tomorrow. The fixed blade, are we talking about any word on an Italian knife? This one. I've done a couple videos on this. I don't know why you keep asking. I've done a couple videos on this. This is the Acheron. This is the Acheron Knives L'Ascension, designed by Bastinelli. I've told you guys this like 30 times. No, I'm not bringing anyone on. I'm going to end here before too long. I'm probably only going to do an hour and a half because my guts are all fucked up. Anything similar to it? Yeah, they have another version of it with different colored handles. Anything similar to it, I've not seen anything unless you go look at Bastion's website. Go look at what Bastinelli actually has and see. But like pretty much, I haven't seen anything similar to it. I love this knife. This thing is just really, really, really comfortable. Mike didn't just eat beans. Mike ate beans for 3 days straight. Lunch and supper for 2 days, and then supper today. So two and a half days. It is the L'Ascension. Go find the video. I've done videos on it. L'Ascension by Bastinelli. What's it used for? I use it for just about everything, but it is a very good self-defense weapon because it's got jimping. I mean, the jimping runs all the way down, so you can get up on it, like snap cut and stuff like that. In a reverse grip, not great, but also not horrible. I've gotten to where I figured out the reverse grip on it. It's got jumping up on the spine. So in a reverse grip, it's not horrible, but definitely like it. And I like, it's only got one side that's got a fuller, but it is slicey. I'm not going to get into that, Greg. We won't get into what I've done and what I haven't done because YouTube doesn't like those conversations. They have been really cool about it. Mattisfactions here. How you been, buddy? I honestly, to tell you the truth, not joking, I actually, calling something a self-defense tool, have had videos get age restricted because I talked about that. So I don't like talking about it. So I don't talk about that. But I was in the military from the time I was 17 and then worked for the federal government doing counterterrorism, counter surveillance for about 6 years. So, I mean, figure the odds. Pink mist. So, let's see. Mattisfaction. How you been, bud? You and I were supposed to do a live feed together here a while back. Yeah, happy birthday, guys. Like I said, if you guys have not gone and checked out Brant's channel, just go give him a follow. He finally broke 1,000, so he can actually monetize his stuff. He needs to do some live feeds. He needs to do his own live feeds instead of trying to come up on everybody else's. I'm kidding, Brant. I like having you on. I just don't feel like it tonight. I want to show you guys one of my new prized possessions. I reached out. No one can give me an answer. Can't get a hold of everyone. So at this point right now, I'm treating it as though it is staying here. This belonged to Elijah Isham. He sent it home with me. It's really hard not to get emotional about it. He sent this home with me a long time ago to sharpen, and kept telling me, just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. Just hold on to it. Don't sweat it. I'll get it back from you whenever. So this is something that is pretty near and dear to me with his passing. So this has been spending a lot of time close to me. So this is definitely going to get some love and attention. There's stuff that needs to be done to it and cleaned up and stuff like that. But yeah, that's in remembrance of Elijah. It's been hanging out with me pretty closely since Friday last week. So it's a beautiful, beautiful knife. So I'm gonna get a small little case. I'm gonna figure out a way to do like a small shadow box, and I'm gonna put this in it some way for I'm gonna get a picture backdrop, that black and white picture. Well, that's what everybody's telling me. From what I can talk to anybody, everybody's like, Jay, you should just keep it. Like it's been with you for like 2 years. So yeah, I'm gonna get like a shadow box put together, and I'm gonna miss talking to him on Tuesdays. Elijah was okay. So you guys know I was friends with Matt over at Continue Mission, Fuck the World, CM Knives. So Matt and I were friends, and I talked to Matt all the time. And Matt was like me; he just never slept. And so it was nice to be able to have someone I could talk to. Elijah was like that too. Elijah was one of those guys that pretty much anytime, night and day, that I wanted to be able to talk to him, I pretty much could. And if I called and left a message, I would see a little bit later, I got a text like, hey bro, I'll get a hold of you tomorrow and shit. And so it was just one of those things, like I could just call Elijah pretty much anytime. And it was a lot of fun. Any interviews with him on YouTube I can look at. I actually have a couple of interviews with Elijah on my YouTube channel, Blade Show West 2018. I did an interview. I interviewed Elijah Isham. We talked with him for a while. I talked to him at last Blade Show West up at Long Beach. God, it was fun. in retrospect, I did not spend anywhere near enough time with Elijah at Blade Show West. He bought me a couple drinks though. So Cole got an idea we should talk. What? Every time I chat with him, you could tell he was so into knives, such down to earth. I'm going to revisit his eschaton. I have an eschaton here. Knife Nuts podcast. I would say he was on Knife Nuts podcast. He was really good friends with the boys over at Knife Nuts podcast. So, yeah, it just really sucks. You got the Rona, bud? Is that what happened? Did you come down with a case of the Rona? I want to give you a call after this if you're still up, Cole. So I'm probably going to end this here in about just a few minutes. I have the only reason is just because there's not a lot. I mean, there's 41 people here. Maybe we'll keep it for the whole 2 hours. Let's stick around for the whole 2 hours. I got a whole nother cold beverage in this extremely good styrofoam cooler. This thing is, they send my medicine to me in it, my injectable meds. And I'm like, that's a really, really nice cooler. It will keep ice for 2 days. The ice that I put in here with the 2 beverages didn't even melt. Not even a little. I think you should kick him out. Let me move in. Cole still eating the hot sauce. Man, that sucks, dude. Like I'm fighting with allergies, but I'm 99% sure that I had the Rona back in the very beginning of the lockdowns. I'm pretty sure of it. But I didn't get sick. I ran a fever for like a day. I lost my sense of taste for like 3 days, lost my sense of smell for almost a week. I lost my sense of smell for like 3 days, and then my sense of taste for almost a week. And after that, I was fine. I didn't really have any cough or anything. Come on down. Plenty of room for a workshop and studio down there. Oh, God. Can you imagine what live feeds would be like? There's so many things that I want to say right now that are still off limits to YouTube. Maybe you should go follow me on Twitter, because I just let that shit go. I'm like, what are you going to do? Ban me on Twitter? I don't fucking care. Well, I mean, in the big scope of things, if everything starts to fall apart out here in San Diego, I'm just going back home to Ohio. I mean, we've got a significant amount of property there, 2 houses and shit. Can you smell what time it is? I don't know. But the other day I was out here and I was working. I'd been out here for a while, and I sat down in my my bar stool at the workbench because I was editing a video, and I caught a whiff of the air that came up, and I was like, it might be time for a shower. I can smell my own balls. Wasn't cooking anything, but I definitely could smell them. Cole, one of these days, you'll. Oh boy.
What are you doing, huh? What's going on there?
Oh boy. Hey, one of these days you'll have a grown-up big boy mustache like mine.
One of these days, dude. One of these days.
Put some milk on that. The cat'll lick it off for you. How you feeling, buddy?
Like a pile of dog shit, dude. It's great.
I mean, it fits.
I'm loving it.
I'm surprised you came on. You didn't have to do that.
Well, it's all right. I knew I was going to fall asleep, and I was like, if he calls me and I'm out cold, I'm going to be so mad.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm a pothead. I forgot what I was going to call you.
That is correct.
So
I got a couple new toys that I wanted to show you real quick, man.
Oh, did you?
Oh, Bob. Let me tell you.
I
don't know what I did with them because I'm all drugged up and shit. Never mind. Deal's off. I got nothing to show you, dude.
Fucking them out.
Here we go. Picked up an Nkosi in Singo.
It's not a bad knife.
I love it. I just love that blade shape. And I broke it in.
I like the Umnums on, and I'm out of character. A lot
I
of
just
my
hate the
friends.
looks. I just hate the looks of the Unim's on.
I don't, and I love the thumb studs that are on it with the O-rings and shit.
Yeah, these thumb studs suck, but there's no good way to replace them.
Yeah, there is. You can do it. I can walk you through it. I wanted to grab a couple things because, one, I wanted to talk to you about your knife.
Yes, Papa.
So I'm going to get this out, but I'm going to do a video about it first. So Cole sent me this, and then you figured out that it's a shot. You told me you figured out it's a
Club knife.
Club knife.
Yep. From 91.
That thing is sexy, bro.
Yeah, it's a great look. I hate fixed blades. I'm not a fixed blade guy. It's gorgeous.
And not to toot my own horn, but like you saw how bad, you know how bad it was.
Oh, I know how bad it was, dude.
Not to toot my own horn, but fucking beep, motherfucker.
I know. Yeah, we were talking about it. I was like, I don't understand what kind of wizardry you worked on that thing, but I'm not mad about it.
I sharpened a knife and I sent it to Jim. I sharpened a knife for Jim Skelton. I sent it back to him, his own personal. He sent me a text and he's like, "What sort of fucking black seance?
Yeah, witch.
Devil worship.
Fucking.
How the fuck did you get that thing like that?"
Yep, crazy.
No, I dig this. I like this knife. It's not quite the same one my dad wanted. I thought it was the same style. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's like a modified Model 5 is what it is.
The Model 5 is the one my dad wanted. And I showed my sister. I'm not going to lie. So my dad always lusted after. My dad was every bit as fanatic about knives as I am.
Yeah.
And my sister kind of is too, but it's kitchen knives for her because she's always cooking. And I sent her a picture of that. And she literally sent me a video crying. And she goes, "Did you buy that? Because that looks like exactly like what Dad wanted." I was like, no.
The stag handle, the 5-inch blade, baby. The money maker.
She was like, "I'm literally in tears right now because all I can think of is our father." And I was like, "That's funny. That's all I could think of." So I wanted to tell you thank you for sending this. Not just because I got to play with it and sharpen. It allowed me to have a little bit of a throwback to when my dad and I would go to like the IX Center up there in Cleveland to the big gun show, and we would look at we would look at the Randall made knives up there, and he always lusted after them.
And so I was talking to my dad. He was the same way. My dad growing up, he's like, Randall was the knife everybody wanted. It was the knife that everybody wanted. So
I wanted
like, none of us could afford
it. Thank you. I definitely wanted to thank you for kicking
it's
this
a
my
pleasure.
way.
I knew you would get a kick out of it.
Oh, I love it.
I knew you would.
So I have something to show you that's kind of rare.
Uh-oh.
I haven't done all the lookup on it yet. So my buddy Tino always wanted one of these, and he found it. This is a Harkins.
No, Patina, I have not yet. I think he just got it the other day. It just arrived to him. BGM's doing a regrind on a Mordax for me.
Oh, yeah?
I'm excited to see that.
This is a Harkins Triton. Triton?
Triton?
Yeah, Harkins Triton. This was basically Benchmade stole this pattern after this company went out of business. Yeah. So if you look at this, this is basically a Benchmade. This is that Benchmade out the front. This is so much better than any of the Benchmade out the fronts I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never heard good things, and they're so expensive. They're so expensive.
This is so good. This is really so good.
It's got a good noise.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Mike, I think your audio's still coming through your computer.
You think so?
Yeah, because it was a lot louder when you had it close to the screen than it was when you pulled it back. Yep, that's loud. That's very quiet.
What the fuck? How's that work?
Tap your mic for me. Tap it. Nothing.
Well, then how come? Well, that's weird.
Placebo effect? I don't know.
I don't fucking know. Hang on.
Well, the other night, Wednesday, you walked away with your headset on and you got really quiet. And then you came back and you got loud. And I was like, I don't think that headset's working. But I didn't want to go through the whole chat thing with you. So I'm not sure how to make your computer recognize it as a microphone. I have no idea.
I don't know.
so might
I
have
have
to
no
do
idea.
tech support after during the workday.
Bro, I've been working like 16 hours a day filming and editing and shit. Come on,
I've
bro.
been trying not to die.
I've been putting up 2 videos a day.
You're wild, dude.
Fucking
You're wild.
these do have noise cancellation, and these do have built-in noise cancellation, so you may not hear
That's
those.
true, but the soft taps I should hear. Like
How
you
about
hear
this?
that. Yep, I can hear that. I
Okay,
can hear
so
that.
it's definitely still using. So fuck it. Why am I using these then? Now I don't have hot ears.
Yeah, and you sound great. You sound great still.
Doesn't sound any different. That's weird. That is definitely weird. So ask Linus tech tips.
Yeah, I love Linus Tech Tips. Crazy Canuck.
Yeah.
I also got something else in.
What you
Very
got
exciting. Both of these arrived back to back. So this arrived on last Thursday. The Insingo. This is a 2022 knife. This was built in April.
Did you get to see this? Were you watching when I showed this?
Oh, the little guy. What's that called? The Menundi?
That's the Menandi.
Menundi. Hey.
I sold one for like $150. Didn't realize it was like a $700 knife.
Yikes.
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 Like, oh, does your butthole hurt?
That's what I bought.
Koenig.
Yeah, dude.
They're
I was offered a price I literally couldn't pass up.
They're really good. Okay. So my only complaint, and I've told Bill this at shows, is that my hands are big enough that opening.
You run out of room on this?
I run out. It's not that I run
Right
out
here.
Of room. Yeah, because I wind up getting like a finger and a half
Smushed together up in here. I get it.
Well, it's not just that. The way they have it rounded, like when I grab a hold of it to work on something, this finger pushes this finger way up in. I just feel cramped. It's the same issue I had with that Vero Engineering isotope. It's not quite big enough. It just turns it turns me off.
Really?
Yeah. But dude, you saw.
You think you would have the same issue there?
I don't know.
This thing's huge, dude. This thing's massive.
You say that, but you also saw me put my entire Mordax in my hand and you couldn't see it. And you were like, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot. Yeah, that's pretty big.
This is a big fucker, dude.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one in person, and I don't remember if I liked it or not. But I like the look of it way better than I like the isotope. Oh wait, I forgot. I have a Me Harder lemonade. I have a My Harder lemonade in the.
Yummy. Send me one, would you? I'm open. Throw it at me.
That's that fucking 8.8.
Yeah, that'll ruin a summer day real quick.
Nah. Takes a couple of them.
Todd Carr, are we talking size comparison? Oh, that's a good idea. I haven't compared the two since I bought this. Everybody calls the KU322 the budget Arius. So hold on.
I've seen it. I've seen enough Ariuses. I'm going to tell you, it's way different. Holy crap! Trevor Nichols says get a hand reduction. My good lord, he knows. Trevor knows me.
Yeah, I mean, dude, literally the only similarity is the blade profile.
And it's even not that similar. Like it's somewhat similar.
It's pretty close.
I still think that the 322 has got a little bit different. The spine is different. The fuller is different. The aperture is different. They're similar. I mean, like blade shapes are blade shapes, dude. That's like
blade shapes are blade shapes. I agree, but the handles are miles off. Miles off. This thing's so fat, and this thing's so contoured.
And I think the blade on the 322 is a little bit broader and shorter.
That being said, this is an excellent knife regardless.
That's a great knife.
For the money, $48, it's incredible.
I actually didn't want to send that back to Jared. I wanted to keep it for a little bit longer.
It's a great, I mean, go pick yourself one up, man. Maybe I'll get you one for your birthday. It's a great user. It really is.
I don't need any more knives. I just gave away a couple knives. I gave away a knife to my neighbor because he really needed a knife, and I gave one. I sent one to my brother-in-law because he's my brother-in-law is the target audience for these.
Oh God. God.
So he's gotten better because here a few years ago I gave him a Spyderco native 5 in XHP. It was a limited edition run.
I want to see more XHP. I love that steel.
They did not do a good job on their XHP. You know who does a really good job on XHP? Like the best XHP I've ever handled.
What?
And you would think I was going to say Fair & Forge, but I didn't like their XHP. Fucking Cold Steel. Cold Steel's XHP was amazing. Like that was the best
they're
XHP.
good. They're good with tool steel. That's like their thing, dude. Wasn't it?
Cold Steel. You say what you want about designs and quality control, and their grinds are fucked up, and they put their choils. They put their sharpening choils in the wrong place, like it's behind the swedge and shit. All that shit aside, I have never seen a Cold Steel knife with a bad heat treat ever. Like they did shit with OS 8 that made it so good that you were like, that can't be OS 8.
So the XHP on this is incredible.
Which one is that?
That's the swayback. Spyderco swayback.
Yeah.
They did dude, this thing is just scary. Scary. Came with an insane factory edge and just, cleaned it up over the year or so.
Spyderco does an okay job.
This is Tai Chung. Tai Chung does a dynamite job with everything.
Yeah. Well, I've had some shit come fuck
lately.
It's not horrible.
And then Tactile, their first batch of Rockwalls and XHP, they did such an insane job on this steel, dude. It is terrifying.
I like everything that has come out of Tactile so far.
Same. I have 2 of these. I love them. And I put skiff bearings in this thing, and it is just scary.
So is there that much of a difference to make it work?
On most knives? No. And that's what I learned yesterday. I had never messed around with them, but I was like, screw it. I'll make a video out of it. It'll be fun, right? Yeah. And all the knives that I bought them for to smooth out the action, maybe I was getting bearing grit or something like that. All the ones I wanted it to fix, they didn't do anything for at all. Like the Wee Practic is a really tight knife. It's really when you put it together right, it is sealed up real tight, and it just won't drop. It just won't drop no matter what you do. I put skiffs in it; it's the same as it was before. It's
probably a lot like my Benchmade 940, where to get a drop check, you got blade play. Like there's just
I love the feldspar so much. This is the button lock. I put skiffs in this. I put $20.
There's a button lock feldspar. How do I not? I'm gonna have to call Russell. I don't have a button lock feldspar for review yet.
I love this thing. They're long sold out now.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I can talk to the company rep and get one.
So mine was okay. Detent was a little weak on it. I took it apart, pulled the spring apart to add some spring tension, and I put skiffs in it because the stock bearings were just toothy and gritty, and you could feel them all grinding around. I put skiffs in this, and it really helped a lot.
Did you try taking the original bearings and putting them in a little tub of acetone and a Q-tip? Or a little?
No. I did clean them though. I put them in like a little puddle of rubbing alcohol.
A lot of times rubbing. I don't know what it is, and I told Russell this too. I don't know what it is that they use for a lubricant, but rubbing alcohol a lot of times
will lead it out. Yeah,
I have a thing of acetone that I use, and I have a little ramekin. You probably see me do it in videos where I just soak them in it, and then I have like little Q-tip things that after I take the acetone out, I'll take these little electronics, the little pointy things, and I'll use rubbing alcohol then to get down inside the bearings and clean them out. Yeah. And usually that gets rid of any of that. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because they put them in and they've got grit on their hands and there's grease that they use and it gets down inside.
I mean, you got to think you're at the end of the day, you're in a machine shop, no matter what. Yeah. There's just little pieces of metal everywhere.
Bro, so good.
Ray just got one of those in, and he's loving it. He's loving it, man.
Bro, it is like dangerously smooth. Like it is like look at that. Here, watch.
I saw it. It's crazy.
So that does not have much of a fuller, and you can still reverse flick on it. And if you don't have your finger out of the way, it's going to get you. But the nice thing is it's a really light blade, so it hasn't cut me.
Right.
It's gotten me a couple times.
It just kind of bounces off. Right.
Everybody's like, because I talk about it and I was like, well, that says a lot right there. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, that's a really light blade and it's drop shut like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, the blade's not helping it. It's just that smooth.
Yeah. It's impressive. What else did I put? I was just throwing them in everything just to see if they worked. Honestly, I love them in the Shodan. I put them in the Shodan. Todd Knife and Tool Shodan.
I haven't seen one of those yet.
This is old. This is like 2-3-year-old design.
Yeah, I know. I never got to see one when it came out because I wasn't getting things in regularly, and that's why there was only like one video a month.
And honestly, it made it like a more controlled. These bearings, I have played with this knife for a year and a half, so these bearings were gross, and I just threw them in there. And dude, it is
that thing that's dangerously smooth.
Yes, but if you just kind of let it drop, and then it's crazy with the skiffs in and how it feels like a knife that should cost twice as much with $12 bearings in it. So
this action on this is
Tucson
just shy of drop shut, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of smooth over drop shut because you can have drop shut that's not smooth. I have several knives that you can hear it, like it just rattles like rah, as it's closing. It's got a really heavy blade, big detent ball, and that's the only reason. So it's got light detent, it's got light lock bar tension, big detent ball, and a heavy blade, and those things will give you drop shut even if it's not fucking smooth.
That's a looking knife.
This is probably one of the sliciest knives I've had come in a very long time. This was a gift too.
Dude, Tucson, I don't know what's in the water over there, dude, but their edges lately have just been nonsense. They've been really slicey, and the cutting geometry is incredible.
So I did a video about blade geometry. Blade geometry is every bit. And
it's everything.
I used to love my big thing because I thought, the thick
TS195 is the same. This thing's an absolute laser beam.
Laser.
It's crazy.
Laser. But I may have to send this to you so you can see it. When I send your knife back, I'll send it to you. Are you going to do reviews of those knives I sent you, or are you just going to play with them?
Yeah, I am. I haven't even had time to play with them, dude. Woo. The only one I need to send most of them back to you. I was going to do like a quick reviews of the crazy pimped out like the swordfish, the Ferrum Forge, and the Gavcos and stuff.
That Gavco, the Stenger.
And the only two I was planning on doing like a real review on was the Migron and the DOC, just because it's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, the video on the DOC will just be like, "What happened to you, Microtech? You used to be this good. You're ass now. Get it together."
It's like
They discontinued all of their manual knives. Yeah, we were looking on my live stream. They used to make dozens and dozens of manual knives.
So I wanted the DOC, but I wanted the Select Fire DOC, where it's a double action. Just like this. So like this one's in a bolster. So what you do is you slide there's no button on this one, but you just so this one's an auto, and when you close it, or it's just a regular flipper. And so when you move that bolster,
I love a double action knife. They make me giggle. So
I wanted one of those, and you just couldn't find them, the DOCs. And so I got that one. I love that knife, but I also got the whale shark. So that was like, let's not forget, that's when I was getting that's at a time where I was working for Lockheed Martin then. That was 2015. I was working for Lockheed Martin. I was getting paid more than anyone needed to get paid. I was working like 60 hours a week, and I was getting on Sundays, I was getting time and a half plus 10%, and I was already making like fucking $40 an hour. And anything I wanted. So I bought a whale shark, a DOC, 3 different versions of the Ultratech, all in one sitting. I'm like, just go. And I bought them all at once. Yeah. And they all showed up in one box from Blade HQ or Knife Center. I can't remember which. And the only ones that I still have are the Tonto, Ultratech, and that DOC, because the whale shark and the DOC were so similar, but the DOC was just better. And that's a great knife. It is a great knife.
It's crazy to me that the action on a frame lock is that good from 2015. It's kind of crazy to me.
Well, so you got to remember, that knife has been taken apart, fucked over.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Elliot and I reworked the action on it. I changed the detent lock. I changed the detent hole a little bit. So you're not seeing it. Like when it first came, it was not as good.
Right.
It was good, but it's way better now than it ever was when I first got it.
Oh, I'm sure. So this also came in. This was a Knife Joy exclusive, the Pena Bravo. Big fan of this little guy. Rayot made.
Okay, so I'm friends with Enrique, and I got to see that before anyone did, but he just wouldn't let me do a video. I got to see a prototype.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Good. It's good. I like the Apache, and I like his sway back.
Yeah.
Enrique does really, really good.
Enrique.
I love it. Fuck, I'm out to watch that tonight. So yeah.
This is the Raptor. I love this thing. This is the only other one I have from him.
Yeah. I just, you know what? I've really.
This is too small for you. I know for a fact.
Well, but don't say that because I love some of those smaller knives, like the Rhea.
Oh God.
So it's not so much a size thing; it's an ergos thing.
Yeah. Can the designer make the size work?
Yeah, I mean, like I've got several fairly small knives that I find very comfortable and easy to use and easy to carry. It's things like when you look at that Arius, like what they did. They now all I can think of now is Strange Brew with the McKenzie brothers, where he sneezes and he's got the bullets in his nose. Oh, I got a bleeding nose. If you have
yeah. God, dude, I forgot about that.
I have the DVD sitting right next to my PS5, but that's because I'm a pothead. So
just in case,
I'm like, I'm gonna watch
it hits
this.
me.
Not gonna lie, I was down here. I did a Twitch stream with the guys, with my paying members the other night. I literally fucking had to sleep in the ground. Like I just couldn't get upset. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Dude, I've been there.
I'm
like,
sleeping.
Looks like I'm sleeping on the couch.
And I had the cot, and I just opened the cot. I didn't even put the ends in the cot. I just like curled up on a half put together cot.
You just threw it on the ground. You're like, this is fine. This is fine.
Like I opened it, and you know the pieces that go on the ends that are supposed to hold it open. I didn't even put those in. I'm like, fuck it, I'm okay. It's more like a hammock like this.
Yeah, Sid. Yeah, that's what my roommate said. His symptoms lasted like 5 days. So I'm on day 2 like this.
Have you had like a really bad headache or anything?
I've had really bad everything. Like everything's awful. My head feels like it's going to explode. I can't breathe. I can't taste anything. I can't smell anything. I can't stop coughing. I can't stop sneezing. My whole body hurts. My skin hurts. I'm hot. I'm cold. I'm sweating. It's great.
You know
I'm
what?
loving it.
I don't think you're right about the whole microphone thing because I do believe that I muted the microphone and everybody told me that the microphone muted. I used the mute button. Button on my headphone. Hang on.
I'll be the judge.
They might be lying to me. They've done that shit before.
I think they're full of shit.
Okay.
Nothing changed. Nothing changed.
How about now?
Nothing's changed.
You can still hear me.
Yes, I can still hear you.
God damn it.
Yeah. So my guess is you'll just have to, honestly, if you left click on your audio settings.
I don't know. I'm on an Apple. Don't forget I'm on an Apple. So.
Oh, you don't have left click. Psh, pussy. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I have a left click. I just don't have my mouse. A touch bar. Well, I'll tell you what. I know you're not feeling good, so we can probably end this. I'm probably gonna. I've got editing. I got so much shit I gotta do.
Yeah, dude. I that's a good thing. I've been homesick all week, so I've been tearing through the unboxings of. In 2 days I've edited 4 unboxings and 1 like half-hour episode of mine and Kara's new show. So the drugs have helped. So
Sunday I'm filming the first episode.
Yeah. I heard you talking about that on Wednesday. I'm excited.
That's gonna be a. I told him, I texted him and he was like, what should we do? And I texted him a video. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, because this is eventually going to get tied back to both our actual YouTube channels. And he goes, I was like, but I think we should talk about abortion. And he was like, I was like, either it's going to be really funny or we're both going to lose our channels.
Wait a minute. Do I even want to ask what your opinion is on that? I'm all for it. If you want to kill your baby, go for it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so I'm really religious. I don't believe you should. I mean, there are some exceptions. The wife and I had to have one because the wife's the wife, her life was actually in danger. It was.
That's what I mean. There's exceptions. That's what I mean. To just throw it out is ridiculous. To throw out Roe v. Wade is ridiculous.
But my whole thing is you shouldn't be treating it like birth control. You have other options. As if only there was a way that people hadn't been using for thousands of years, including using sheep intestines, to prevent these things from happening.
Yeah, right. But that's the issue. Is like men will never wrap their willies and never be smart about it. Most men won't. So it's like we dump that on the woman, right? You're like, you deal with this now. You know what I mean?
My pullout game was really good.
I'm getting a vasectomy as soon as if they overthrow it. I'm getting a vasectomy. No questions asked.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? I don't fucking want kids.
There's a pill that you can fucking go take.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Because what happens? What happens
if they overthrow Roe v. Wade? Are they what happens to Plan B?
What happens? Okay, but the flip side of that is what happens in 4 years after you get a vasectomy and you guys change your mind?
You can undo it very easily.
No, you can't. It doesn't.
Vasectomy? Oh yes, it doesn't always work, but I have very powerful balls.
But okay, once again, I would like to point out to you that Roe versus Wade does not stop abortion. It doesn't. It goes back to the states. If your state allowed abortion before,
well, that's my problem. That's my problem. I live in Ohio, dude. It's gone. It's gone. Abortion's over. It's gone.
We're literally like a fucking 15-minute drive from a state that will let you do it.
Kentucky and Indiana are both gonna fucking throw it out too.
No, they won't. No, they don't. You know why? You know why? Because Republicans are pussies and they're not gonna fucking do it. They say they're going to, and they're not gonna. That's
what I keep telling Kara. I'm like, dude, there's no way this gets past, gets to the Supreme Court, and they're like, yep, checks out with me. There's no way that fucking happens.
What?
The whole thing.
No, it's going to go away because the fact is it needs to go back to the state because the government does not need. It's not a constitutional right.
It just takes the power out of the federal government. I agree with that. I agree with that.
It needs to go in the first.
I guess it's just my little corner of the world. Like it bothers me that Ohio's already ready to go. Like get rid of it. You'll never have it.
There are other options besides.
No, I know. The issue is there's too many fucking kids, and and all the people having kids are fucking idiots.
If only there was a way.
Yeah, but the dumb people having kids will not prevent it because they won't. They don't know any better. They're uneducated. I hate kids because I am one.
I did too. My daughter handed me. We were at the food court.
I love it. I do too. Father of two. Father of three.
She I had fucking I had gotten a couple of egg rolls at Panda Express and it came with a fucking fortune cookie and I cracked it open and I ate the fortune cookie and I didn't look at the little thing and it was like, when in doubt, be yourself was what the thing was. And my daughter handed it to me and looked at me and she goes, I don't think this one was meant for you.
Oh, great. Thanks.
I was like,
sweetheart.
You're a little fucking
I've raised a real asshole.
And then I was at that moment, I was both angry and proud. It was like the night that I had done something, and she looked at me, and I saw that little spark of evil pop in her eyes, and she knows that I'm terrified of spiders. And she looked at me, and she goes, "A lot of spiders at the new house, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, there are more spiders here." She goes, "You check your whole CPAP mask and hose before you go to bed at night?"
Oh, you little shit! Oh, you
and
little
just
demon!
Does this shit.
You
Looked at
monster.
me and just went. She put one of these shits. He was like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I've raised a monster.
I've raised an actual. Is this Damien from The Omen? Is that who you are?
God. And then I get in bed and she walks by my bedroom door. She'd gotten up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. She walks by as I'm going to bed. I was like, night, baby girl. I was like, night. She's like, good night. She's like, check everything. And I was like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah. Children are monsters, dude. So I say, kill them all.
Nah, she's good.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm very NyQuil drunk right now.
Oh, are you? I realized that my TV has been on the entire time, just sitting there burning that episode of The Quartering into the screen because it hasn't played. And I'm like, why didn't it turn off?
Oh, dude, I hate it when that happens. My laptop does it all the time. If I leave the screen on, like my editing software too long, it'll just melt that image into the screen. I'm like, great, cool.
I need a new TV out here anyway. So.
Gotta love it.
Well, guys, it's been 2 hours. Cole, you didn't have to come on, man, but I appreciate it. I just like
I just wanted to see you and show off my new toys.
I honestly wanted to thank you in as good of being in person was good because, like I said, it was like a throwback to. It was like having my dad in the room, getting to mess with this knife. It really was. It was really cool, and this is an amazing knife. Fucking if you guys have never seen a Randall, you need to check one out at a show sometime.
They're incredible. They're incredible. It's
not going to find a better knife, period. Hands down.
It's crazy. And that one's 30 some years old. You know what I mean? It looks brand new. Dawn, I have 4 nieces and nephews, and I love them, but you know,
you're going to want to tell your father that this is not like the knife it was before. This is something where he's going to be like,
no, I already told him.
Oh,
I showed him pictures.
Go to the fucking hospital like right now.
I showed him pictures. I was like, Dad, just put it in a safe or something, dude. You're going to hurt yourself. Because I sharpen every time I go over there. I'll go over like once a month and I'll touch up his kitchen knives. Yeah. And he's always like, and then I'll hear him. It never fails. Like 6 minutes later, he's like, God damn it, dude. Damn it. Got me again. Never fails.
You felt the edges on the DOC and some of the knives I sent you.
Oh, yeah. The Miguron is nonsense.
This is okay. That's what I was getting ready to tell you. This is as bitey, if not more bitey than the Miguron. This is very dangerously sharp.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure it is. And yeah, we were talking on the phone. You said that steel took a crazy edge.
It's a carbon steel. It's not a stainless. It's definitely a carbon steel. So, guys, it's been fun, but well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay
Rocky
here.
Mountain, I agree. We need more smart people breeding. We need to stop the dum-dums from having kids.
Well, here's the thing. So the wife and I had 2 miscarriages, and then she got partway through, like 5 months into a pregnancy, and they were like,
not going to happen, Chief. Yeah.
They're like, you have, and the military won't do it. Like, you got to go out in town and find a place to do this. But they're like, you definitely need to do it, because the fact is that this child is already, we're not sensing a heartbeat. We're not sensing any of these things.
Right.
Your wife is actually in danger because she was having problems. That's why we went in, and they were like, you need to do it. And I still didn't want to. Like, I still like just that whole, come on. I grew up Southeast Ohio. We had cotillion. I learned everything that a young man in the 1800s needed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I grew up like in the 1800s, and it was something that was completely off my radar, ever even thought about doing. And we had to do it, and it killed me. It really did. And when she got pregnant with our daughter, she actually went into like early labor and was about to have another miscarriage. And we managed to keep this one. And I told her, I was like, I can't go through this again. If we had lost that one, if we had not had my daughter, we just wouldn't have had kids.
Yeah.
I just could not go through that again. It was
my best friend growing up was one. He was an only child. One of my best friends growing up is an only child. And his mom had 17 miscarriages.
I couldn't have done it.
And it showed she was out of her goddamn mind. Very smart, very brilliant woman, off her goddamn rocker. She was a doctor and she was abusing the pills, and we could tell, even as a kid. But just because of all that, I mean, she went through, I think she had like 3 stillborns too.
Yeah,
included in that number. Like, how do you go through that? Why do you put yourself through that?
I couldn't. The first time it happened, I literally I closed myself up in our room and cried for like 2 days.
Yeah. Oh no, it's miserable. It's brutal.
We had been married for like a year.
Especially when you're trying for it.
Oh yeah, we wanted to have a kid, and it wound up like my daughter. I always joke about it because I had friends that their parents were really, really old, and I'm like, my kid's 15. I'm already 47. Like, I'm in that frame where.
That's great, dude. You'll be like mid to late 50s when she's like drinking age. That'll be fucking great.
No, the men in my family don't make it much past 50. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. The men in my family, they like 77's the cutoff. They hit 75 or 77, it's over.
62. Like by the time you're retiring, you're fucking done. Something's already in the works.
You quit working, you're dead. You better never stop working, Mike.
My dad retired, and 3 months later got diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer.
Wow.
And that was in August. I went home in that was in August. I went home in August to see him at the beginning of August. On Christmas, he passed away. So August to December. That's how.
Yeah.
So,
what is that? Freaking 4 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
August, September, October, November, December. 4 months later, he was
Yeah.
gone. So I don't have any illusions that I got a long shelf life.
You'd be all right.
We age well, though. We definitely age well, though, in my family.
You age great. You age like a fine wine, like a good cheese.
Yeah, I've aged more like cheap wine. I've turned into vinegar.
I'm real sour. I'm real bitter and sour.
Not a pleasant person. All right, guys. I love y'all. Cole, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, man. I just wanted to stop in, see how you're doing before the NyQuil took over.
It's always fun. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit that sativa pen that's sitting next to me and play video games.
Dude, I wish to God I had a freaking indica pen to knock me out.
I got one of those too. You got to be careful. I had to mark them. I fucked that up the other night.
Yeah, you mix it up. Like, 9 a.m. You rip the indica. You're done
like
for.
Lunchtime. At lunchtime, I'm like, oh no, that's the wrong one. Oh, that was the sleepy time one. Oh shit.
It's time for a nap now. Mikey, go nappy.
I don't think anything's happening. Guys, take it easy. I love you all.
Bye, guys.
Take care of yourself, man. If you need anything, let me know.
I'll let you know. Godspeed.
I'll text you.
I'm going to go to bed now.
Okay,
see you guys.
Later. Guys, take it easy. I got a video that's probably going to go up tomorrow. If I can get it edited, I've been having some problems with editing. So if I can get it edited, it'll go up tomorrow. If not, it's going to go up on Monday, depending on how, depends on what time I finally get the edit done. So if you guys are wanting to, I'll be doing a Twitch stream probably in the next 15-20 minutes, stuff like that. I'll just be over there playing some video games. If you guys want to hang out, it's Mike Emler, all one word, capital M, capital E, all one word on Twitch. So I will talk to you all later. I love you all. Have a good weekend. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Don't kill babies. I'll see you later.